Jeremiah is always trying to take it up a notch, and today is no exception. He decided he would challenge himself in riding her for the second time without having a lead rope attached to her. The lead rope provides a little bit of a safety net if that horse gets a little spooked and goes to bucking or even run forward. You can turn the face and take that away from them. He begins with the same Brazilian mounting routine that she experienced the day before, touching her all over from head to toe, belly and butts included, as we like to tell our students when they're brushing. Then comes the jumping and the bouncing, and all together just staying connected. The moment that she calms down, both physically and mentally, so does Jeremiah. He returns to that touching and the soft body movements. This strange little maneuver really shows off how much trust she has in him by taking that forward ability to move and trapping the foot before he bounces up. It really shows that she doesn't have to fear him. Just because she moved around doesn't mean he releases all the pressure and the connection. It's okay that she moves forward. We'd much prefer a horse that decides to move forward than a horse that decides to move up in this situation. At this point in time, Jeremiah has spent quite a bit of time laying across Aurora's back while she walks around the pen. What's encouraging is she isn't overly concerned about the extra weight. She doesn't hump up her back, she doesn't kick out, she doesn't panic, she just keeps walking, which is actually Aurora's version of anxiety. She doesn't overreact and she doesn't blow up, she just simply likes to move her feet. And honestly, I'll take that over the alternatives any day. Eventually, we'd like her to learn that standing quietly is an option too. But for today, that's not a priority. If we force her to keep her feet still before she's mentally ready, all we'll accomplish is trapping that anxiety inside. That's when horses start to invent bad habits. Some freeze and some buck. Some stand perfectly still until suddenly they explode. I'd much rather Aurora let her feet move while she works through her thoughts. Once her mind slows down, her feet will too. Now that she offered to stop on her own, we know she's mentally ready for it. With no lead rope attached, Jeremiah simply reaches forward and tips her nose enough to show her another option. Sometimes a horse doesn't know standing still is even available until you show them. The first time his leg swings over her hindquarters, things get a little bit more exciting. She breaks into a trot, which isn't a problem. Jeremiah simply slides back down to the ground while staying connected to her. There's never any shame in getting off. Getting off isn't quitting, it's simply choosing a better place to continue the lesson. Staying connected, Jeremiah prepares Aurora a little bit more before asking for the next step. From across her back, he gently tips her nose to the right, then back to the left. He wants her to see him from both eyes. That might not sound like a big deal, but for a horse, it can be. A horse may be perfectly comfortable feeling your weight while you're laying flat across her back, but the moment you sit up and suddenly appear in both eyes at the same time, that can be enough to trigger panic. We've found that letting a horse switch back and forth between eyes before sitting up helps prepare them mentally for visual change. Once she's relaxed again, Jeremiah springs back up on her. This time she's noticeably calmer. She walks off quietly, carrying his weight without much concern. Again, Jeremiah reaches forward and tips her nose, showing her that stopping is an option. Aurora has another idea. Well, if she can't go forward, maybe she'll just back up. Fair enough, she's thinking. Once she settles, Jeremiah swings his other leg across. He's still laying flat, so this isn't progressing the visual change of him sitting upright yet, but the shift in balance and weight is enough to make her feet start moving again. That's okay, she's still thinking. This time, although Aurora chooses to stop on her own. That's exactly the opportunity Jeremiah has been waiting for. He quietly sits up, and just like that, he's no longer laying across her. He's sitting on her back. No rope, no hands, just a passenger on a very slow pony ride. For a few moments, Aurora seems to think this arrangement is perfectly acceptable. She walks around relaxed, almost as if she's forgotten that there was a predator riding around on her back. Then, a tickle in Jeremiah's nose, and one quick swipe of his arm, and Aurora suddenly remembers he's up there. Apparently, sneezing wasn't part of the lesson plan. Jeremiah simply slides back to the ground, staying connected the entire time. Getting off isn't the important part. Keeping the conversation going is. Once Aurora relaxes again, Jeremiah is right back on track. Seemed like it came out of nowhere for him, although watching it back on the video, you can see it. He made it look so graceful, though. This time, he moves into a riding position a little more quickly. Again, he uses the halter to soften her nose and remind her that standing quietly is always an option. Then he purposely moves his legs, his body, his hands. He has her switch from one eye to the other time, a couple times. The goal is simple. Don't let the movement become something surprising. Make it familiar. Pretty soon, all that bouncing, shifting, and moving just becomes another part of carrying a rider.